Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, welcome to divasthatcare.com. I am your host today, Kebie Whitehead, and I am sharing a fabulous lady. I love interviewing lady boss babes who are truly making a difference, not only in the business world, but in their communities, leading the way, an entrepreneur at heart. I cannot wait to share and introduce to you today the beautiful Miss Coach Nicole Conner. Miss Nicole, are you with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
I can. I'm excited to share. Miss Nicole is a coach. She's a trainer. She is part of the health and wellness community, and she has two teens, a fantastic husband, and a beautiful dog named Chloe, who I've got to meet on Zoom. But I can't wait to rub in person soon. She's from the Sierra Mountains of California and loves being a coach, loves being a mom, a wife, loves family, and loves God. And I can't wait to share your story with the world, Nicole. So just tell us a little bit about yourself. I know I've done a little bit of an intro, but kind of piggyback off and tell us, who is Nicole Conner?
Well, thank you so much, Kebie. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be on this program. Thank you, Divas That Care, for just even creating this program for us to have a voice. And I just appreciate you, Candace, for inviting Kebie to be a part of this incredible organization of women and other leaders who really do make a difference in their community. So thank you both so much. Kebie, thanks for having me on, and thanks for that awesome intro. You are absolutely correct. I have a community of people that I truly care about personally here locally, as well as my online community. And a little bit about me, I started coaching actually with you a couple of years ago, and really that has been made all the difference in my personal success, as well as my motivation to serve others, not only online, but in my community. And while I've always served others my entire adult life, from early 20s, even teens, in various organizations, such as volunteer work through the Red Cross and in the military and other places where I have had the opportunity to, hopefully make a difference in people's lives. But more importantly, over the last few years, my focus on becoming a certified health and wellness coach really stemmed from my desire to be my best self, and also be able to give people some tools and tips to be able to connect with their spouses, their families in a really meaningful way, find some balance in their life along their journey, not only in their nutrition and the way that they eat, but also off their plate in sustainable ways that really gives them more joy, more satisfaction in their life. And as I have evolved over the last few years, my goal is to help others do the same. I think that answered your question.
Yeah, I love it. So with that, let's talk about on and off the plate. So I know about your coaching program. I know that it's called Nourish. Tell us a little more about that, and why coaching for you? I know you're a trainer through your programs to really train people why the balance in life matters, and you can explain a little more about that, nourishing on and off the plate, and then why, health and wellness for you as far as coaching people individually to help them balance all the areas of life. Can you share a little more about that?
I sure can. Thank you. So my first program is called Nourish Your Life, and this really is more focused on little steps on the plate, like eating better, eating cleaner, crowding out some bad food, that kind of thing. But I have an assessment, a tool that I use to really help people see the areas themselves where they're the most imbalanced, using what's a tool from my school, the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, called the Circle of Life. And in that circle of life is several different pie wedges. And, I like to think of it as, we all have a certain amount of energy during the day. And in any lifetime, we have only the certain amount of waking hours that we can do and serve and be to ourselves and to others. So when it comes to having a little bit more designated energy in places that serve us well and bring us the most joy, is kind of what my program is designed to do. It's to help you see for yourself the areas where you need to do some tweaking. Some people, when they do their little circle of life assessment, and they can find that on my website as well, just to kind of give themselves an idea of how imbalanced they are, or to see where they're spending the most energy, whether it's their job and career, or maybe they're spending, a lot more time in social and neglecting other areas of their life and spiritual health and maybe exercise or, and things like that. So it really kind of gives you an idea just right off the bat, kind of what maybe you could focus on over the course of the 8-week program, and then employ the tools that I help give, and hopefully give them some ways to implement what they've learned. So even if it's one area that we're in a particular week, let's say you've already got your exercise down pat. Well, that particular week may not speak to you, but for others in the group program, they might really enjoy that. But perhaps maybe the section on getting better sleep or nourishing their relationships a little bit better. Like I've had some clients who really had been neglecting their relationships simply because they spent too much time on their job and it was robbing them of their joy. So it's a really fun and easy way for people to kind of get an overall foundation of what it looks like to have a more balanced life. And then if they choose to, as I did, and I do have, Coach, really started to focus in on certain areas that you really want to have a better and more strong outcome from the things that you do. So, for example, like with Success Through Scripture, which is an online community that we have, you can kind of build up your spiritual muscles, and that's part of one of the things that I help people to do, and that's not specific to religion or their faith practices, but more so about having gratitude and exercising those muscles during the program, and to help them see, whether or not that's going to be the best fit, or whether they need to spend more time in that endeavor or others. I hope that makes sense.
No, I love it. And you hit on the next question, which was Success Through Scripture. These are some ways that you're making a difference in the community. You and I have teamed up on this call. We do a Zoom stream to our Facebook group every Sunday. We have a few Sundays off, but most of the time we're giving back. This is totally free. Anyone can join this. So share about Success Through Scripture, what we're doing there, and then any other ways that you feel you're truly making a difference in the community. I know that in your bio you had mentioned a couple things with your church and your community running the bistro in your area. So just share some ways people could plug into you as well if they're local.
Sure. So I'll touch on the local people here. If you're in the northern Sierra Mountains, our restaurant is a concert venue where we do all kinds of things during the summer months, so free of charge. It's a great place to connect with the community, your family, your friends. I go to a local church here where I volunteer my time part-time in the children's ministry and enjoy doing that. I love my church. It's a small little church. You see it on postcards kind of a thing. It's really just the most adorable church in our town, and I love being there. Our community venue is for our restaurant. During the summer months, we've done community events for various people who might need, to do a fundraiser for a cancer patient or someone who has a major health need, and we will volunteer and donate our site for them to use for that purpose. We work with the fire department on fundraisers and various different things. Our venue is really kind of the middle of town, and so there's a lot always happening here, and we do our best to serve the community in that way and give back in that way, because the people who are here, whether they're tourists or locals, really do patronize our restaurant and keep us afloat. And so in an effort to give back to the community, we do things like that as often as we can. As far as the Success Through Scripture, which we started just over a year ago, kind of the brainchild, as is Kebie always has, is an opportunity to bring God into the marketplace. And so that has really helped me as a person, not only as a business owner here, but also in my own programs and in the things that I offer to people, is to bring God to the front of the line, so to speak. And with Success Through Scripture, this is a book and Bible study where we've it's kind of evolved over time from each of the participants and panelists bringing their own ideas and teaching a Bible study, which was really exciting and, way out of our comfort zone. But now we're actually helping people in business to understand the place that God has in business, no matter if you're building businesses online, whether it's, face-to-face with people, belly-to-belly, that God really does need to have his place in your life. And this group has really helped shape a lot of us, really, and in me in particular, to really dial in our efforts to put God in our life first every day, and then to come together and to share, kind of from our heart what these books that we've been reading, they're business-related books that put scripture principles and God-based principles in these books, and to be around women and men who really pour their heart into this every Sunday or almost every Sunday, to see their takeaways, to hear their hearts and how they've changed and what God is really doing in their lives throughout this program. I mean, for me, Coach, it has been extraordinary how God has been working and moving in my life and my marriage and my kids and my business and my restaurant. I mean, it's kind of outstretching beyond what I ever thought it would be. So back to you.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so last question and in closing. By the way, our show is available at divasthatcare.com. That's where you can find us. We're everywhere on social media. If you want to find the show at divasthatcare.com, you can click on Coach Kebie for this show. And there are many other just fabulous ladies on the panel there that you can click on and tune into their shows as well. We're also on iTunes and Spotify, so make sure you're following so you don't miss these types of interviews. I know that I've gotten a lot of what I call golden nuggets out of this here, just, focusing on relationships, gratitude, bringing God in the marketplace, just little things that can really make a difference. Just hearing, I always say success leaves clues, right? There's always wisdom in everything that we're tuned into. So thank you, Nicole. But the last question, which kind of piggybacked on what you just said, was that, hey, if you're local, I'm here. But if you're not, it's all good because we're online. Talk to me about social media. You're also a social media coach. You and I have partnered in a class called Story Sell, featuring around the stories features of Facebook and Instagram. And talk to me about what social media has done for you in your business and your life in general, and how you've been able just to tap into that.
Well, thank you. That's a very loaded question. So for those of you listening, Coach Kebie is my business coach as well as my personal social media coach. And there are many ways for you to take advantage of what social media has to offer. And the reason I would recommend that you do that is because there are billions of people, not millions, not thousands, billions of people. God says that there's more than enough available for us, and that he's going to take care of us no matter where we are. We all have a niche. We all have talents. We all have something to offer and something to bring value to. So when it comes to social media, if you have the right coaching and the right tools, and if it's a passion for you to be able to work from home, let's say, which was for me, because then I can better serve my family. I can better be present for my kids, my husband, and my restaurant needs, those kinds of things, instead of being locked into a job for me that really kind of kept me away from doing the things that I really love and what I'm passionate about. So what social media has allowed me to do with the systems that you have taught, Coach, as well as what we teach in our social media class called Stories Sell, because our story matters, and you as a person, if you're listening to this, your story matters too. And so in order to get that story out there, in order to do it in a way that invites people into your life in a meaningful way, you can do that on social media in a way that isn't spamming people. It's not, there's a way to bring joy to others and bring value without an expectation of something in return. And I believe that is something that God teaches us to do as well. And for us to be able to do that on a social media or on a media platform such as this in Divas That Care, where you can plug in on your own time, you can go listen on your own time. It's really all about whenever you're available. But to be open for business online really means you have to have something of value to offer. You've got to be able to give them something that they want to follow and learn more, and then to provide something for them that's really going to be a tangible asset to them to build their business, grow personally, grow interpersonally, etc. So there's a lot to be said for what social media can do if you know how to use it to your advantage. Back to you, Coach.
Absolutely. And Coach Nicole, it's truly an honor to be able to interview you today. If you're listening in, you can read and scroll down and find Nicole Conner online. I have listed her social media, or just tune in here to divasthatcare.com, because there's going to be lots more interviews, and Nicole will actually be assisting in these interviews because she steps up in her business. She truly wants to practice. She wants to learn skill. She's not afraid to take the bull by the horns, and that's what my show's about, is really lady bosses, people out here really making it happen for their families, not only in business but in their communities, to make an impact. There's lots of eyes on us, and people are watching us. Our children are watching us, and really just making that difference and going and having that impact and being in a testimony. It's about being in someone else's story. That's why we're truly passionate about stories, because we want to break the internet with positives. There's enough negative out here that we truly have a mission to lock arms with lots of people, women and men, and truly make a difference online, because there's so much negativity, so much arguing, so much divide, that we truly want people to matter, their stories to matter. And I'm just truly blessed, Nicole. You're partnered with me there and in many other places. So with that, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you're following us and tune back in, divasthatcare.com. We're on iTunes, Spotify. We're on YouTube. You can find us anywhere with a click, and continue to tune in here to my show, and I can't wait to keep delivering and serving. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.